Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 4 of making a journal together, or at least watching me do it. And today I'm going to try and get right down to business. So what I'm going to do is just randomly glue things. This is done here, and it's very special. So to make it even more special, we're going to put this, oops, almost spilled my concoction over there. Okay, so you only have so much room here to work with. I wanted to add a little bit here of something practical, and that's if you don't have a sewing machine or know how to use one. I'm going to show you how to add pages to your book. Now, a lot of people are probably already familiar with how to do this, but just in case some are not, you would find an awl, A-W-L, a pokey thing, and make 3 holes in the middle of the page there, in the crease. 1 in the middle, and 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom, about 1 inch or 2 in. And then you get a large needle that you can thread twine or several threads of embroidery floss, something like that. You put the needle through the top of the pages in the middle and then come up. It doesn't matter if you go on the top or the bottom, but you come up one of the other holes, and then you go all the way down to here. I went in the top hole, so I go all the way down to the bottom hole and thread the needle through there and the twine, and then come up again through the middle hole from the bottom of the stack of pages. Then you'll want to have 2 ends, so you want each end, 1 on each side of that middle thread that's going down the crease. And you pull it fairly taut, but not so that you would, rip the pages or anything. Tie a knot, and you can tie a bow if you want, or clip off the extra tails there, clip them off and not have a bow. And so if you have any questions about what I'm doing in this series, please be sure and ask in the comments. I'll try to help you or answer the questions as best as possible. And you can also use little tiny brads in those holes instead of sewing. It would cause a little bit of bulk though once you glue it into the crease, but it is a way, because there are some pretty tiny brads you could use, and then you glue the crease and it would stay in well, and then you glue the other. All right, so here's what I'm going to do on this page. I decided to make a pocket here because this was long already, and I will go outside the norm and put a little notch there because it just needs it. I think I'm going to just cover part of it up, and then it will be ripped on the, or torn on the edges. What I'm going to do is some things that I did before. I mean, the same thing. It will be layering the pages. This says Return of Spring. That's kind of nice. All right, so it will be something like this. I think I better rip this side so you can see it better. So we'll stick that here. And then this here. Just so you get an idea. I know I didn't show this step in the other video, but in case you wonder, it's not that, you know, it's not too difficult, but all right, I think I have these old cottages, so I'll put some of those in. This time I'm gonna stagger both both ways. So it goes all the way up to the page. I mean, all the way up to the top. That part is not supposed to be there. And then we will add another page over here on the bottom. Put it this way. Okay, it's all sewn. And I'm going to rip this with the ruler. This page here. Just because we want it to not look, you know, we want uneven edges here. Okay. There's that. And I might put some of this here just so it coordinates. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, so this here, I prepared this page so you don't have to watch me glue. And I was going to skip this part, but I thought, well, maybe you'll want to see what I did with this envelope. All right, so what I'm going to do first is put this on here. So I'll glue that down and then continue. All right, so that's all glued, and now I just have to glue this part here to this. What I will do here is I'm just going to glue this onto this part of the page here. And the other side of it, let's see, we want that on the line here. This is an original ledger page from 1889, January 1889. Beautiful handwriting with those old inkwell pens. All right, so here I will go up to this point so we can access this envelope here. Also, it will look good. Well, actually, I think I'm going to fold it here, only turn it over and fold it this way. Try and get it straight. And that is going to, I think I'll put that in the middle. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna glue that. And here is one of the favorite things. I don't know how many favorite things I've put in here. I think I'm making a trial run favorite things, and my next journal will be much more favorite things in it. If I'm a little hard to follow, it's because I'm tired, and it's too early to be getting tired for me, but I don't want to give up here. But anyway, it's too early because usually I can last a little longer. I started earlier this morning, maybe that's why. Has nothing to do with the time, just the amount of time that I'm actually working here. All right. Here is this page. I like it. And in here is a secret pocket right there. I don't know if I said this before, but what I wanted, the effect I wanted for this texture and everything was to have it be like a frame around this, like an old plaster type frame. And I think it's gotten to that point where it looks pretty much like that, so I'm happy with that. So my next thing I do is look through the pages and see if I like the way they look. And for the most part, you know, anything that's left over, I'll take off. There's a little piece here or whatever. But the thing, what I don't like right now, in looking at it, is this here. And I think I want this to show a little bit. So I'm going to tear off a piece here. Let's see. A little bit longer than this one. The previous one, I mean. So I had lunch, rested a little bit, and came back. Or obviously, I came back. All right, so I think I'm not happy with this. So I'm going to go like this. I might do something a little different later. For now, I think that's okay. This has to be at an angle a little bit. All right, that's how that's looking. All right, I've glued paper on both sides. This is almost the middle, not quite. And then I assembled some more pages like we did before. Let the pages settle down. We'll come back and do some more adding tags and journal cards, photos, that kind of thing. Lace, embellishments. This one's quite bulky and it's got two sides. I like to make them with two sides, and then they can be, there's a pocket here, attached with a paper clip to the journal. But in here are things that I could use by themselves and put something else in here later. Because that's pretty bulky. So these at least these three here. This is a very thick one. That might not really be the style for that. Victorian heart. Let's might try that one. Maybe this is a very thick, well, it's not actually that thick, but this reminds me like of a baby bonnet or something when I made it. I don't know if I intended that at the time, but it looks like it. And you can write here and here. We're going to try these right here first, and then we will go from there. Now, I don't have throwing things today. Now, we were going to make this a pocket. Might do that and put maybe something like that in there. And, you know, I don't want to really cover the areas where you can write on, but I could do that. I don't know how much writing. I mean, there's always writing on the back of journal cards as well. Okay, this was not a pocket. So I was thinking that, no, I don't have any narrow, except for that first one. I was thinking this, I could glue this down here and do that. I think I will do that because it's secure on here. And other than opening that up, I mean, what's the point of doing that? You can, but this might be more fun. This was the page that we have that pocket that's way back here. And in there would be, what would be fun in there is maybe an old letter or something like that. We shall have to find something like that in. I have some letters that I got at a yard sale. They're not that old, but they were, I think from the 80s. So to some people that might seem kind of old. Not to me. And then there's space here as well, just right on this, behind this thing. And here would be a good place to put one of these. If I decide I want to do something like that. A card can go in here. Things like that. I'd like to line that. I might do that later. Line that with something that's prettier than white. And on here, this would be a good place for photos. Because it needs something like that. I like that. And I've got all those cabinet cards for this type of thing to glue down. I would copy one of them and put on there. Or not one, but you know, I could do more than one thing. I could have a few photos. I probably won't want to. Little journeys. Now that's perfect right there. Goes with those words. So that's what we'll do there. See, this is my process. I think about things. I don't want to glue something without being for sure about it. Here is another pocket. So that could be, I'm not sure how that goes there, but Make sure. And then we don't make them deep enough. That's not good either. We will try. Nope. See, this one, really with this lace on here, I mean, I could alter that lace, stick it this way, but we'll come back to that one. I need a little one for here. This is the one I was looking for. Uh-oh. I kind of like that. So you're just watching me think is what you're doing, and so it's probably pretty not so interesting. I like that. I like that too. And it could be, you know, at an angle or in the corner there. And maybe something paper clipped. That's a contender. I don't want to leave it in the page. It might get lost. One thing I did want to say is with all these cottages, the artwork as it is to it, with all the artwork, a lot of busyness with everything else may not, you know, just isn't that great. So I'm trying to balance it all out. I think for now I'm going to put just a luggage tag to mark the space. And there's the end of the journal. So I have lots to do, and I will be back when I have more energy and creativity in my brain. And it's not just the tags I need to put in. I'm going to put some lace edges on some of these pages, things like that. And I hope that you will join me in the next video where we will finish this up. Hopefully it will be all we'll embellish it and make the cover. I hope I can do that in one video. If not, it'll be in 2 videos. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode, which is episode 5.